All right, we should be live, and we're here in Columbus at the Hilton Hotel in Easton, the Ohio High School Football Coaches Association Clinic here in Columbus, one of the largest football clinics, coaching clinics in the state.
In the country. They claim it's the best one in the country.
Yeah. So Will Ford, Aaron Sprague here with you, and we're going to talk some talk here for a little bit and tell you what's going on here. And tons of vendors here, tons of coaches that we've seen, coaches that we've worked with over the years, and a lot of good stuff. We were here a couple weeks ago for the softball clinic, which was a good experience. So we're just looking to add some clients and video clients and also apparel clients as well. So
we've been in business for quite a while, and we've never really tried real hard to grow. I mean, we've kind of grown organically. So we had an opportunity. Coach Chad Jackson at Zanesville reached out, said, "Hey, we got a spot. You guys want it?" I said, "Let's do it. Let's set up and let's see what this coaching clinic is all about." I mean, just to put in perspective, Coach Ryan Day spoke this morning.
Yeah.
That's the national champion coach of all of college football. So to have access to him here in Columbus, being the Ohio high school coaches, but some other great coaches all around. And what it is, it's a 3-day event, Thursday from 4 to 9, all day today, all night, and then tomorrow early afternoon as well. Mm-hmm. And the coaches, assistant coaches, head coaches from all over the state come, and they just sit through seminars. A lot of it's camaraderie, and they're just hanging out with the dudes, taking some time to chill away from school and away from home just to kind of talk football with the guys.
Yeah, can never have enough football.
No. But a lot of guys are taking notes and maybe take some strategies back to their teams to implement, whether it's a motivational speak, maybe it's talking about weight room stuff, defensive schemes. It's all done here, and it's really well run. But as Will mentioned, we are kind of in the hallway here. Ton of vendors set up, from uniform sales to we got a robot that paints the field for you.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't even see that.
Called Turf Tank.
We've got an entire weight rack over here so you can get some bench press in as you're walking through.
Stray Dog Strength is here representing.
And then we've got our guys Max Effort just to the table next to us. They'll come over and say hi in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll talk to them here in a little bit and see what they got going on at Max Effort Muscle. But look, it's February. We are about to hit March Madness for basketball, which we all love.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're in Ohio, it's football all the time.
Yeah, well, and the Super Bowl's this Sunday. And so after this Sunday, we really don't have our fix of football for a few months. It won't be until about mid-July where we start getting back into scrimmages, 7-on-7s, and then, we'll have some time on our hands.
Well, you got Ohio State spring football getting ready to start. Yeah. Of course, the national champs, everyone's curious about their roster and their coaching moves, so that'll keep people interested.
Yeah, they lost both offensive and defensive coordinators.
And the line coach, and they replaced everybody but the defensive coordinator at this moment. I haven't been on the internet much today, but it seems like that was the last spot they needed to fill to rebuild that coaching staff. But for us, again, a little bit about us. If you're watching this, you probably follow us and kind of know what we do. We started in 2008 with this idea to produce cinematic sports highlight films with the real idea is to capture memories and moments. Mm-hmm. Memories and moments for people so they can watch and live forever.
Every moment counts. We've got it printed on the shirts.
Yep,
so these are new shirts here. So.
Our new display.
Yeah.
Every moment counts. But there's so many people that do highlights, but I feel like our attention to detail and the origin story behind the highlights and how we put them together, just the focus our staff puts on making them special is the differentiator in kind of our approach to collecting highlights. So that's kind of what we're talking about, coaches, today. How can we help your team? I'll be honest, we don't have a ton of room to grow in the football space.
Yeah, how many teams did we have this past year?
We covered
over 30?
No, well, over 30 if you count volleyball and soccer. Football, I believe it was anywhere from 25 to 27.
Was it?
And a lot of those teams were covering all 10 games. Others we were covering a few, maybe 3, maybe 5, 6, or 7. But a lot of them were all 10 games. And as you can imagine, the logistical problem in covering 25 football games on a football Friday night. That's 25 videographers, 25 cameras all over the state.
Yeah. And we only have, 10 to 12 full-time guys?
Yeah.
And the rest are freelancers? So.
Yeah, we are really spread out. So, but whenever a coach approaches us in any sport, we love the idea of growing in any way. So we always entertain it. I talked to a coach earlier today from the Cleveland area, and I was like, well, if the conversation gets to that point, we'll talk. Of course, we're based out of Central Ohio and Southeastern Ohio, but we do pretty consistently travel a 90-minute radius. 2 hours right now is usually the furthest we end up going, whether it's a road game. But we just take it team by team and see, because we want to offer our service to as many people as possible. I think people really enjoy what we do and how we do it, because our retention rate to return team clients is really, really high.
It is.
Usually most people stick with us for a long time, and we try to keep doing a good job. I think, we look at our videos, Will, even from 5 years ago, we're so much better than we were 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We keep getting
and
better.
Technology is always changing too, so you have more capabilities at your disposal to make things more engaging and more cinematic. So.
Yeah, we're always trying to stay up to date with technology, but really it's our team and our team's ability to be dedicated,
and creative
and open to criticism. We're very meticulous on how things are put together. So that also, again, is a differentiator. We're just so dialed in on what we want things to look like, and the approach, the picking of the music is so vital.
Right.
There's so many critical pieces, and our team is so freaking good in terms of our creative team. Really, really good, and they're really able to capture some unbelievable moments. I mean, across all sports, I get this question a lot. Across all sports, how or what do you guys film? How much you guys are filming? Last year we filmed almost 700 games.
That's crazy.
Across all the sports. I imagine we'll be close to the same number this year. I'm not sure it'll be more, but it'll be close to the same number. I don't personally know of anyone anywhere else filming that many games as one entity, but here we are,
especially
trying to do
with
it.
as few guys as we have too. We don't have like a massive staff of people where we can just go bing bang boom anywhere.
Yeah, but I will say, I think from a staffing standpoint, having 7 to 8 full-time creatives under one roof is pretty rare as well. We do use some subcontractors here and there, but we have a lot of those guys under one roof editing all day, every day. All the stuff you see us publish. And, man, it's freaking fun. It's fun. It's exciting, especially now in tournament basketball. You're getting down the home stretch where you're getting into some big games, some championship-type games. Like, for instance, Maysville boys basketball has a chance to lock up a share of a three-peat tonight in the MVL. You have West Muskingum girls just repeated as MVL champs a couple nights ago. So those things are starting to happen, and they get really exciting. And, of course, next week, when you're looking ahead, you got Maysville Tri-Valley on Tuesday, I believe, which people will be lined up at 3 o'clock to get in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Miller, the AD at Maysville. You know that'll be a busy day for you.
I know when we live streamed that game last year, there was probably 4 or 5 different stations there doing the game along with us.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to get in the door.
Yeah, big games are big games. So it's always –
I think we went and set our stuff up the day before, or maybe it was early in the day.
Well, we went and tested the day before, and then that day we definitely set up our equipment really, really early.
That way our spot was locked down.
We try to be on top of things. We try to prepare. We try to prepare our equipment. But, obviously I think we're the best at what we do, both in terms of video and – our growing side of the business, which, can you see it here? No, I'll hold one up. Which one we want to hold up here? Let's go state champs.
Yeah. Olentangy Liberty state champs.
So the fact that, we're doing, apparel for teams, it's a huge part of our business. It's a growing part of our business. And really, here this weekend, it's something we'd really like to grow even more than the video side, just because of our capacity to grow this side. So preseason fundraisers, I think we offer the best in the business for a number of reasons. I think our designs are top-notch, very creative and unique. They're not cookie-cutter templates. Our turnaround time, from what we're told, is about as good as or better than anyone out there.
Yeah.
Being able to deliver our customer service, we pride ourselves on that, on getting things right.
Yeah. And we make deliveries. We'll ship.
Yep, we're shipping direct. We're individually bagging items. We're trying to catch mistakes. We have good revenue shares with the team, so we've built it to basically be like, where's the negative, right? And I don't think there's a negative. So we do the preseason stores, but then also the championship merch. So, like, Olentangy Liberty, Division I football state champs. We were really excited to do Riverview soccer state champs this year for their first ever title.
And those
that was
are
exciting.
just flash sales too, so we get those up. I mean, within
quick.
hours of that game finishing,
very
and
quick.
Then parents and players can get some championship merch.
Yeah,
so.
and if you're watching, it's not just football. It's really any sport.
Right.
It could be a youth sport. We do some uniform stuff, but we're more or less pushing these apparel stores.
We've done some player packs as well for off season for football teams.
Yeah, if you need to outfit your team, your players before the season, where you get matching sweatsuits or something, we're able to do that. Pretty much any and anything. We print all of our own stuff, so we have full control over the process. And we really like doing it. I mean, I do a lot of the designs. I just did a design this morning, but we have a team of designers as well to try to get this done. But it is good to be here, good to keep talking football. I know while the teams aren't playing games, they're in the freaking weight room.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the time where championships are won right here, because if you get into August and you didn't put in the work, well, you're hosed.
Right.
You better give yourself a chance to play and compete, and that's done right now from January through basically June, where that's when you start practicing, doing some 7-on-7s, get together with the team. Because as soon as school's out in May, it's full football.
Yeah.
Those kids are going full football mode. So right now, how strong and in shape can you get?
And it's maintaining that discipline too, especially if you don't play another sport, in the off season. So it's being in the weight room, it's making sure that you're eating right and doing all the right things, and it's also just keeping your mindset, as sharp as it can be too, which I think that's they say in a lot of sports, 75% of what you do is from the neck up, so got to stay sharp.
Well, yeah, I mean, studying film, getting locked in, trying to be a better player than you were the year before, trying to make your team into a winner. I mean, there's only so many champions, so there's a lot of coaches here wanting to be a champion, wanting to get their program to championship level. Some never get there. But to get there, it takes a certain formula, a certain work ethic. You got to have a good staff, a good support system in your community to get to a championship. But that's what all these guys are chasing, and everyone will say it starts in the weight room. It starts now. That's why football is a year-round sport, because you really can't not work out in the offseason, or you're just not going to be very good. And those teams that stand on the podium at the end of the season as state champions, they've been working for not just this year, but many, many years for the chance to be a state champ.
A really cool thing that stands out to me as far as, recent championships is Olentangy Liberty has been a state champ not only in football, but their hockey team and their lacrosse team, boys lacrosse, have won state championships in the last couple of years. So Jake Struck is a 3-time state champ, but just in different sports. Andrew Leonard is a 2-time state champ. So it's really cool on the Liberty side of things for a school that is dominant in a lot of sports, and they're winning championships in a lot of sports.
And it's a public school.
Right.
So, yeah, it's very unique, and we're lucky to see so many different types of communities, different types of teams, different types of players and coaches. We really see a large array, and they're all different. There's just no other way to say it, whether it's a different part of the state, just a different town over, the way they operate, the way that coach operates, the way their booster club operates. Every school is different, and just to see their approach to try to get to the end is always cool. But I will tell you this, the one thing in common when you win a state title is you have good kids.
Right.
You have good kids that work hard and that get along. Sometimes you see teams that argue or there's just issues. There's a reason you're not winning. It's not hard to figure out. The teams that win are the ones standing up cheering for their teammates even though they're on the bench, and they're pumped when their teammate scores or does something good. Those are the teams that win. Yeah,
and all teams probably go through that at one point or another, but the ones that win, like you said, they're the ones that are able to put that stuff aside and focus on winning. They can tune out all that noise, and
and that's every sport.
Their teammates, their friends on the field or on the court. Maybe outside of it, things can be different, but the great teams truly work together and focus.
Yep, and that is every sport. It doesn't change. I've witnessed it personally. We've witnessed it across the sports and the state champions we cover. There's always a consistent theme. Did want to mention, so...
yes.
Yeah.
These are cool.
So we did some shirts. I actually had this design done for a while. My daughter had a couple early releases, I think even last year. So I was just kind of sitting on this design. And with it, ironically, being National Women's Day in Sports, 2 days ago, I'm like, well, maybe we should get some of these out in the wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the pink version. Let me see if I can reach. We went ahead and did a blue version as well. So, of course, boys can wear pink if you'd like as well, or vice versa. But there is a blue option and a pink option. We do have this store up right now.
Mm-hmm. Just dropped this morning, right?
Yeah, there's a link in our Instagram bio. There's a link on our Facebook post that where we have this listed. But also here today at the clinic. Now, a lot of coaches are missing out on this because if you come and talk to me, if you got kids at home, we're going to give you one of these shirts. This is a tri-blend too. This is not a cheap boxy tee. This is super soft, really nice screen printed shirt that we made. But yeah, dream chasing. But that's what we're all about. Just empowering kids to go after their dreams, to try to win championships, try to be a better athlete, a better person. But we do have this store open right now. If you want to snag one, we have some hoodies listed, a bunch of other things. Instagram bio, or it's on our Facebook page, probably a few posts down now. We're dropping so many highlight reels, but we posted it yesterday. If you look in the description, you'll see a link. I don't remember the link off the top of my head, but we have quite a few of these to give away today. So if you're a coach here at the clinic or coming either later today or tomorrow, come see me. We got youth extra small through the youth large. We're just going to give you. Take it home to your kid. Because think about it. All these coaches are coming here doing dad stuff, dude stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Their kids at home missing dad. Imagine if you came home and brought them a gift.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a gift from vacation, right? So we decided to do children's shirts for the coaches today to take back to their kids, but only if they come talk to us.
Yeah.
Not trying to throw it out in the crowd, you know.
And we're also doing a giveaway as well. We have a QR code.
Yeah.
Over here, so we can bring that over here. But a chance to win if you scan the QR code and you give us your information. You have a chance to win 30 high-quality shirts for your team, but also a chance for us to come out and cover your team at one of your summer events, whether it's a 7-on-7, a practice, something like that. But you can only get that for free if you come over here and talk to us and scan the QR code.
That's over $1,000 value, man.
You get 30 shirts, so you get to outfit your team in a high-quality shirt that looks good, and you get to also get a taste, if you've never worked with us before, what we do, and then you might decide that's worth the investment, and then we're covering you for the entire season and documenting your story.
That's what we hope. We just want to get around. Let us know, too, if you're digging our neon blue, man. We've really leaned into it.
I do like these a lot.
Yeah, well, we used to only wear neon blue, and we got tired of looking like Smurfs all the time.
Sure.
But I'm pretty happy with it.
Pepper it in every once in a while.
But I want to get back to it. The neon blue branding, we got it here, the finger logo. But, yeah, tell you what. We want to bring over a buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler, why don't you come over here with some product? Come on in. So this is our buddy Tyler Sealover with our good friends at Max Effort Muscle. They're here this weekend with us showing people what they're all about at Max Effort Muscle. They're actually, ironically, based out of Granville, which is just down the street from Central Ohio. It's in Central Ohio. They offer an unbelievable product, and they're here today talking about how they can get the product in the hands of high school coaches and even college coaches everywhere, because at the end of the day, we know kids are all trying to get the edge, and proper supplementation certainly helps with that.
Absolutely. So being from the same area where we grew up, we know that, if we had something even remotely close to access like this, it could have made all the difference for us, right? And so making that edge that you're talking about here with all the different options and solutions that we provide here with supplementation that are safe and effective for especially the youth, starting at the youth. If you can make a difference there, then that can compound over time. And so we're happy to help out in our local area, but like you said too, so many connections and solutions provided to even Division I colleges, so we can kind of help all the way up.
So what separates the Max Effort product from all the other products they see on the shelves? Because let's be honest, there's a bunch of different protein to buy. What is it about Max Effort that people kind of align with that makes them like to use the brand and rep the brand and be proud that they're a max effort athlete.
Of course. And so other than the name itself and giving max effort every day, whether if it's in your business, in your sports, or, any endeavor in your life, it's just the legacy of these formulas and all of the products that we provide. They've been around for, well over a decade. And so being able to refine those over the years, constantly stay up with the new research, offer new solutions, put new additions into this to make sure we're getting you exactly what you need that the research shows is effective, then that's what we're going to continue to do.
And we're not going to talk in detail about it, but I do know people to be on the lookout. We have a nice new product coming out pretty soon, so that's going to be pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, to keep your eye on that.
Stay tuned.
Absolutely. But this right here, Endure Hydrate. So this is just your standard hydration formula. You see a lot of other hydration formulas on the market. The guys at Max Effort, we like to think that this is the best hydration on the market.
It's because it is.
Right? We take out all the junk. It's more pure. It's going to make you feel a little better, but it's just what you think, hydration. So you think of the other hydration products on the market. When do athletes need to take this stuff?
Before, during, and after all of your training. So it doesn't matter if you're just getting ready for a practice. And, if you're youth, if it's high school, college, you could drink it during the day while you're in class just to rehydrate. Because, honestly, starting first thing in the morning, when you're sleeping through the night, depending on how you finish your day prior, you're probably going to wake up a little bit dehydrated already. So it's going to affect your brain function throughout the day. If you're in class, especially, if you're in practice, make sure that you're refueling with this along the way. It's got all the electrolytes in there, so sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, after your workouts, after your practice, after your games, because all that's going to help with not just hydrating, but making sure that the brain health is there and no cramping as well. So you can use it any time of day.
Max Effort, maxeffortmuscle.com. Check them out. And also, the founder of Max Effort Muscle, you might know him. His name's Corey Gregory, Corey G Fitness, one of the top fitness professionals in the industry. Has an amazing training app where anyone of any age can get on there and go through his workouts. But he's the brains behind Max Effort Muscle, former co-founder of Muscle Farm. So he's been in the game for quite a while. Been on quite a few magazine covers.
Oh, yeah.
He's here with us today. Maybe we'll talk to him here in a little bit. But you got a guy that's been living this lifestyle for a long time, and he's an Ohio Valley guy. He knows what it's like to be a Buckeye.
Absolutely, yeah. Local guy, knows what it means for the hard work, and your mention of the legacy of it, not just in the formulas, but the training, the discipline, being an athlete, the whole spectrum of it for, over a couple decades now, so you know what you're getting.
Will and I were just talking about how football season is all year. And right now, while it seems like the offseason, this season is more important than anybody for all the teams right now.
Of course.
Because if you don't do something now, when August comes, you're hosed.
You can't just start when the season starts, you know what I mean?
No. So, and as the years have went on, the more emphasis has been put on strength training and everything that goes into this January through May timeline. So from what you guys talk about at Max Effort, and as you develop products and fine-tune products, what is it you talk about when you're discussing getting athletes ready and what they need to do to be at optimum performance?
Yeah. Honestly, it goes back to what we were talking about with this hydration formula too, is making sure you're paying attention to the things that are actually going to matter. So if you're talking about preparing, well, you're preparing for what? And as you know, for the full season, you want to be able to last and have the duration there. If you're focusing on things like eliminating the cramps, and staying hydrated throughout the whole, if it's practice, if it's a game, what have you, if you're not ready for that, well, then you can't participate. And so it's, when we're talking about getting ready, again, it's getting ready for what? And so making sure that we give things that are going to be available and ready for exactly what it is you're trying to prepare for.
What do you think about the clinic? I mean, you've worked the Arnold Classic before,
of course.
As a vendor. This is a different setup, but what's it like to be surrounded by every football guy in Ohio?
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on here. So many faces and bodies walking past, and a little bit of a different setup and different vibe from the Arnold Classic, but still like a vending situation nonetheless. But it's just good because, you get to catch up with guys maybe you haven't seen in a while. Guys are in different positions. So, being able to see so many faces and even meet new ones, you never know when you're going to be able to help somebody provide the solution that they need for their team. So that part's always exciting.
And what's cool is, I think us and you, we're the only businesses of our type as vendors here today. Us with the highlight video service and the Max Effort as a supplement company.
True.
You guys have the protein, which is, everyone knows about protein. You have the amino recovery, and you have the creatine. Let's talk about creatine just for a moment. It's the most studied product in the history of products, but it's the one that still has red flags for whatever reason. But as we know, creatine is 100% perfectly safe, and you probably should take it.
You should probably take it. What a lot of people don't realize, and where a lot of the scare comes from is, I mean, you're already going to get the creatine from your food anyway. So, like, if you're eating some beef and consuming even just the steak, you know, as a young athlete, you're still getting creatine in through the diet. So, supplementing with it a little bit more, throw it in with your protein shakes before or after your lift, it's still going to be safe and effective. Like you said, so much research out there to kind of help clear up a little bit of the cloudiness and the confusion, especially around like starting in youth sports, junior high, high school. You could take it even then. And that's my personal opinion. But what a lot of people don't realize, but is starting to come out in some of that research you're talking about, is much past the point of just like rehydrating the muscles and helping you feel stronger or feel like you've got more energy to perform for longer. It's the brain health too. You know what I mean? Keeping hydration of the brain. So it doesn't matter if you're trying to make split decisions, you know, in a fast-paced game or just, you know, in business and school, whatever it is. There's a lot more benefits than what people realize. So I think they can rest assured.
And you guys have one. You can go to maxeffortmuscle.com and look through the products. But the newer thing. Come on in. What we got? What question we got?
Can I buy this?
Oh, sorry. We'll have to keep some for some displays. We got to keep some displays.
Well, Cole sold one the other day. You got any left for display?
Say it again. I wish I did. Take the card. Take the card.
Yeah. See? We got to get her on a subscription. We're going to talk about subscriptions at maxeffortmuscle.com. That's the other thing unique about the supplementation is that, as from what we know, you're the only supplement company offering some level of subscription, and boy, it is cool the way you build it. The Max Effort Mafia, not only are you getting a great deal on supplements, you are getting a ton of other one-of-a-kind perks.
Yeah. Of course. No, I mean, look, you're in the apparel game too. So what we like to do and what we've done really for the legacy of the business of Max Effort is every month, just for example, so you'll get a free swag item, as we call it. So maybe you'll get a free Max Effort T-shirt, collab with Storied Rivals at some point, perhaps, right, coming up football season.
Yep.
But also with the mystery aspect, you don't know. Maybe month one you'll get a T-shirt. Month two, maybe you could get a hoodie. Month three, maybe a new toboggan in the colder months. But one of the other fun perks too about being in the subscription program and being a member at Max Effort is you get invited to these private events, and so
that's one of the really cool things and unique.
Absolutely, and so real similar to what we have going on at this event here today. You've got private rooms and speakers, and you get to get like in a more intimate setting that you don't get every other day of the week. You know what I mean? And so at some of the private events at the Mafia membership is. You can come to our events at our private venue at Max Effort, see old school gym, see it kind of a little bit behind the scenes for the business at Max Effort. Of course, you mentioned Corey earlier. He just got his own private island, which he dons as Muscle Island now at this point.
At Buckeye Lake.
At Buckeye Lake, of course. That was one of our inaugural events. And so, we'll have almost just like a big summer cookout there. But real close, real intimate experience. Get to see different speakers from a strength perspective, business, wrestling, football, baseball, the whole spectrum. So it's exciting.
It really is. I mean, it just and it's like a club you can belong in as an adult.
Absolutely.
when you become an adult, you have other responsibilities, jobs, kids, and families, and you don't really get a chance to be in a club anymore unless you're maybe in the Elks or the Masons or something like that. So
we try to bridge all that together, you know what I mean? And so a lot of folks now, especially me, a lot of our guys at Max Effort, yourself, growing up, you do get to be a part of a club. You're in your youth sports, high school. Some of us played college sports. But then you get out there, and it's like you're looking a little bit more for that tribe or that community of like-minded people. And so especially with the Corey G Fitness app and the Max Effort Mafia membership, you get that back again. You get other folks that are interested in the same things you are, disciplined, still keeping up on your personal fitness and, mental and financial fitness as well. And so we can kind of bring all that community together and offer that in a fun adult world.
Awesome. Very cool. I mean, if you're working out, you're probably taking supplements. I encourage you to give maxeffortmuscle.com a try and see what they're all about. Their social media game's on point, just some fun guys that know what they're talking about. And even inside the Corey G Fitness app, if you are a member, they do an unbelievable podcast inside that app where they talk about health, fitness, a ton about nutrition and eating.
Absolutely.
And just how to kind of level up. So whether you're a dad just trying to stay in shape like myself,
as we all are,
or an athlete trying to get the edge, these guys kind of have you covered. High school sports, Tyler, you actually went to Philo High School.
That's right.
So here in the Muskingum County area for people watching. But for you, what's your favorite part about the high school sports scene, you think, just in terms of the value it provides and just the experience overall?
Well, like you mentioned, I mean, me being a local guy from where we're from and knowing what I know growing up there, and, you know, you don't have access to all the resources that you wanted. And so I can still put myself right back in those same shoes and remember what it was like. A lot of fun still, but a lot of times where I remembered, I'm like, man, you know, we go and play some of these other bigger schools, maybe a little bit outside of our area, and I'm thinking, man, it's real easy to recognize these guys might have an edge here or there. I wish I had that. So having the opportunity now to then go back and still mingle with, you know, all the current coaches, especially in our area, it feels real good to be able to give back and have that relationship now. And because, you know, you look at these kids currently and even starting younger and coming up that way, you know what it's like to be in that spot, to go through that and have fun and playing, but to be able to try to offer a little bit of help along the way too, make it a little bit more fun, give them a competitive edge. That feels real good.
Yeah, man, it's always fun. It's always fun to get out there and watch high school sports, especially in these small towns and communities. And the way Ohio is, I mean, and we operate in a few different communities, but like back in the Muskingum County area, you got small town. You got small town vibe, small town crowds, which are big crowds. In the city, you have larger schools, probably better athletes, larger venues, but sometimes the crowds aren't the same. They're not as passionate. They're not as jam-packed.
Different vibes,
you know,
town.
Completely different vibes. So it's like that in all corners of the state, and all these coaches here are experiencing that with their individual programs, and all just trying to get leveled up here at the clinic. So it's good to get out and experience these things. It's actually, as you can see behind us, it is quite busy. Some traffic jams, a little louder. I kind of like these headphones. It kind of blocks out all the noise of everyone talking. You can't see it here, but we have a huge TV setup. We're actually displaying some of our best highlights from the past season of high school football. So those are going on now. And, of course, don't forget, spring sports are coming. We haven't forgot spring sports. They come up really quick, though. They're coming up at the end of March. So we do offer spring sports video highlights, video services, our spring sports apparel. You got to reach out to us. We don't do a good job of making cold calls. We're busy on the day-to-day, but we'd love to work with you if you reach out and want to talk. Let's get Will back in here and see what he has to say.
Aaron, thanks for having us.
Yes, sir, man. Or actually, let's see if Corey wants to hop on. See if the man Corey wants to say a couple words here. We'll stay live for a little bit longer. Might as well. I'm not sure we'll go live again. But we'll see if we get – does Corey want to go on?
Here he is.
All right, he's going to come on. We'll kick Will back off again for a second here. So we always do it live, and Corey's the best at this, shooting from the hip. No doubt, shooting from the hip.
Mic check, mic check.
This is Corey Gregory of Max Effort Muscle, founder of Max Effort Muscle.
How we doing?
Corey G Fitness. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, good to see you too,
Absolutely,
Aaron.
man, for sure. So,
talk to me.
You've been an athlete for quite a while. You've been in the athletic space for quite a while.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Ohio high school football. You grew up in it as well, in the Ohio Valley.
I'm from the Ohio Valley.
What is that vibe like for you?
Oh, man, it gives me chills thinking about it. Friday Night Football at the Ohio Valley, Jose Davis.
Oh, yes.
You know, Benny Taylor from Bel Air, you know, even Joey Galloway. Like growing up, seeing that kind of stuff going on. I went to Edison, which is down the road from there, but that was like one of our, you know, high schools we played against. And so just seeing great athletes and hearing the stories. Even though I only played basketball throughout, but I was obviously a supporter and lifting weights with all the guys that played ball at our school. And so, yeah, that's just something I've always, like, Friday nights in the Valley, bro. The whole town's is shut down.
Absolutely, man.
And so I love being at things like this and then being a part of sports at that level and then, you know, working with college and pros over the years within the supplementation. It's been unbelievable.
And you're a lifetime athlete. You discovered lifting at a very young age, and you never stopped.
Yeah.
You know, you are, as you call yourself many times, you are a science experiment. You have put yourself through the ringer. Have done a million different experiments and lifts on your body and your food intake. But when did it start to click for you how athletes can get the edge through dedicated weight training and, of course, proper supplementation? When did that start to click for you?
First off, I think there's another element of consistency that needs to happen in a weight room that can be applied to not only life but any sport, right? So I started to learn that about myself early. Then also, I just enjoyed that I could get incrementally better, not only at sports, but with my confidence and then with the girls too, right? We're talking high school, so that's where it starts. It's just the reality. My grandfather said something to me. He goes, you need to start lifting weights when I'm 12 years old. There's 3 things that will help. And everybody listening, these always work. 1, you'll get better at sports. 2, it'll increase your confidence. 3, it's good for the girls.
There you
so
go.
I was like, Papa, sign me up.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm
man.
not wrong.
You're not
right,
wrong.
I'm not wrong. And so that's one of the things that, like, the main thing for me has always been the main thing. Lifting weights, improving myself, and trying to challenge myself. And I competed all the way until I was 44 years old. I'll be 47. So my last powerlifting meet was at 44 years old. So I have competed every quarter, every year, or multiple times a year, whether in bodybuilding or powerlifting, drug-free, my entire adult life. I started competing at 17 in high school, competed all the way through. So I've lived it, and so I understand the edge that it can create. And, you know, each program should take it super serious, not only from a standpoint of programming potentially, like they can get what they need, but also with supplementation, performance. I mean, it's a different culture provider, like in the weight room, than you can get, you know, other than on the field.
What I love about Corey, and one of the reasons I followed him for so many years, is he is just about it. He lives it.
I love it.
He does not. I mean,
I was at the gym at 3:30 today.
Right. There is no gray area with him. I mean, when's the last time you missed a workout? I mean, the last 20 years. You've said it many times, like maybe when you were sick once or twice.
Yeah, I haven't missed more than a week's workout since I was 17. I made a pact with myself. I met a guy who was older at the gym, and he looked awesome. And I said, "What's the secret?" He said, He literally said, "I haven't missed more than a week's workout since I was a kid." And I kind of took that on, and I was like, bet that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, I mean, incrementally I'll miss because I've sleep in or something once or twice a year. But I mean, it's a very low percentage, and I've just dedicated my life to it, and it's given me more back than I could even think it would.
Well, and it's changed your life because you've said many times in your backstory as you tell it, like you were a kid from a trailer park in the Ohio Valley, and
I didn't have the park, but I had the trailer.
Okay, a solo trailer.
That's all right. I had solo.
Right. Solo trailer.
We was up solo trailer ex-coal miner, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
but the point is, you build it by just being consistent and not stopping. Too many people, they can't do that. They stop or they take shortcuts.
Well, and Aaron, I wasn't recruited to play anything. I'm not that great of an athlete. I'm an absolute, person that's a grinder, and consistency is what got me here. It's not because I was gifted at all. So it's like, I'm a guy that really pushed to try to go. I couldn't go pro in a sport,
right?
But I went pro in this,
yeah.
And it's worked out pretty good for me, and I'm super thankful.
You went pro in life, man. I mean, you know, not only from a health standpoint, what you've been able to do for yourself, for your family, for your business, but it all starts with what you've established and what we're talking about today. And that's what high school football teaches. That's what high school sports teaches.
Absolutely.
If you listen to your coaches and listen to other people smarter than you and actually listen and don't think you know it all.
Yeah, be coachable. Listen, I'm at the point, I've always been this way. If a person is living the way that I want, then I'm coachable. Meaning, if you're telling me one thing and doing something else, I'm going to have a hard time listening to you. That's just, I had an authority problem.
Correct.
But if you're living it, you're showing it, these guys are here improving themselves so they can come back and teach these kids.
Yes.
So if they're here learning stuff from D-Lo, learning stuff from Coach Day, and they're going back and implement it, y'all should be listening because they're going outside of, their network to try to learn and network here to make you guys better. So, I mean, it's cool.
The one thing you say that I try to tell as many people, you wrote a book about it, but it's the most powerful statement. And if parents, if you can understand it, get your kids to understand it, consistency is a superpower available to everyone.
It's not free. There's still a price. You have to sign up and work. But the reality is it is available to everyone. It's not just like you're not allowed to be consistent and I'm not allowed to be consistent. You are allowed. And it's the easiest thing to understand and the most difficult thing to execute.
And what you wrote about in your book, the consistency then builds the confidence for you to attack whatever you need to attack in life.
The reps and the consistency are what builds the confidence. So when the lights are shining on you, you hope that you get a chance to show up the way that you prepared. And 9 times out of 10 you will because you've built that up. And so a lot of people miss that. It's all the stuff that Kobe talks about, right? It's like falling in love with the process, working when no one's looking. All of those things pay for when everyone is looking. And it's just second nature. You just already been doing it. So I don't have to think about what I got to say right now. I'm just telling you what I do. You know what I mean? So it becomes a just kind of everyday thing with that confidence when you keep working on it. And it's like I want everybody to feel that way, but it only comes through work.
A couple more questions. We'll let you be on your way.
You're good.
The first would be, if you had what's one misconception or one massive tip for high school strength training? Something you see that's done incorrectly or incorrectly understood that high school athletes just need to do that's going to make the difference for them. Everyone tries to do the latest gimmick or fad, or they heard a tip from some guy. If you were a coach or an athlete training for your sport,
sure,
what's the main thing they need to do and the other thing they need to avoid, or they're just going to take a step back?
Well, I think they need to avoid, like, too much overload stuff, meaning there's a lot of, like, look, every high school we've seen where people are putting too much weight on the bar and guys aren't paying attention when they're spotting. And, like, when you go in the weight room, take it serious. You know, really, like, if you don't have a strength program and no one's teaching you form, go on the internet and watch YouTube and try to figure it out. These kids are consuming content all the time. So, like, take ownership yourself, do a little bit of research to make yourself better, and then also at the end of the day, like, the consistency is going to be the win. These guys are so young. Just them being in the weight room, even with a subpar program, not to mention maybe great actual, like, instruction and a high-level program, they're going to make crazy gains. And then making sure you're just not eating peanut butter and jelly. Like, you need to eat that too, but also make sure you get some quality protein, quality recovery on top of it, which is what we provide at Max Effort Muscle. But I just think the reality is go in like it's work, but you're excited to get better.
Yes.
Don't just, like, be like, I'm just about to – don't do that, because it made a massive difference in me as an athlete because I wasn't that gifted. The weight room made me completely different.
And it's changed your life.
Yeah, and it's changed my life.
The last thing, you mentioned it a second ago, maxeffortmuscle.com.
Yep.
Max Effort Muscle, it's your baby. The fact that it's called Max Effort is perfect.
I can't believe the trademark was available.
Right? It's amazing. But everyone, there are a lot of supplements available. Usually people attach to one for whatever reason. Max Effort is a cool lifestyle and a cool brand.
Yeah.
What is it about Max Effort that makes you proud to be part of Max Effort, that it connects with you and you think it connects with the people you want to reach?
Yeah, well, I think that what's awesome is Max Effort can mean max effort in whatever you do, whatever sport you do, whatever you're doing in life. And so I just like that when people put the shirt on, which we have a lot of gear that's out there, like, it means something to them. And then they trust the quality because we've been in this business and this world for 15 or 20 years. And the practitionership of what you said. Like, they could come to our office at any given day, and any guy that works or gal that is associated with us lives the lifestyle. And not to mention, like, that I live the lifestyle still at the level that I do. It's just like we're different. And I always say this, like, people always like to say we're built different, built different. Built different doesn't mean we're necessarily better. We don't think we're better.
Right.
But built different means we, Max Effort, have continued to get better, to make our service better, to make our products better, to make our experiments better, to make our just entire, like, brand better. And so we're constantly working on results, lifestyle, experience. And then the last one's community. And those are like our four pillars. So it's like the results you want to get, the lifestyle is the brand, the community and the experiences, you know, coming to the events and the things that we do. It's really cool. I'm super proud of it, man. It
really is. And the brand touches so many different age groups and genders, right? I mean, you have stuff for the kids. We're talking about high school athletes, but your Corey G Fitness app and the way you've developed your Pump 30s and your Get Stacked programs, moms can do it, dads can do it.
Yeah.
We have the the I Want Abs contest running right now. Just your diet, your anabolic fasting.
Yeah.
All that's on his app, Corey G Fitness, and just the eating. I mean, I promise, this guy does eat some cheat meals on the weekend.
Oh yeah. I'm scheming on what I'm gonna have tonight. And maybe a few alcoholic beverages. I bet these coaches is getting after it tonight.
Yeah,
all these guys.
I've seen a couple cases of beer come through here, so you're not wrong.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to another season with Storied Rivals. It's been awesome having the Max Effort, Player of the Week or the game. We've really enjoyed that partnership, and watching you grow this business has been fun to see, Aaron.
Absolutely. So any coaches, players, parents, trust us. MaxEffortMuscle.com.
Please.
Not only can you buy as an individual parent, we're also working with high school teams. So if the program wants any information on products as a program, that's available as well if you reach out to maxeffortmuscle.com.
Yep.
Treadway at maxeffortmuscle.com is an email. But reach out to those guys on social if you're a coach. But if you're a parent, check it out.
Yeah, man. Check
Good,
us out.
safe stuff for your kids. Thanks, Corey. Appreciate
it, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
All right, that's Corey Gregory of maxeffortmuscle.com and Corey G Fitness. We've talked a long time. We'll wrap it up here shortly. What's Will doing? Tweeting, texting? He's leaving me hanging. He can't hear. It's too loud in here. But no, hope everyone's going to have a good weekend this weekend. I got the daddy-daughter dance tonight, so I got to bail out of here, out of the clinic, and my guy Will's going to stay the rest of the night, and then I'll be back tomorrow morning as well. And, of course, guys, we're in Ohio. I would say most people are Buckeye fans, so it's going to be a pretty enjoyable offseason, I would think, for us Ohio State fans, just to know that we're the national champions right now. So that's always exciting to see what the Buckeyes have coming in the pipeline. But we are gearing up. I mentioned it a moment ago. If you're a spring sports coach, trust us, we are ready to get outside as well. We are ready to get outside. So as soon as March Madness is done, we're going to get back outside on the diamond with everybody. So whether you're a softball or baseball team or a lacrosse team, reach out. One, we can take care of all your apparel needs and make you and your fans look outstanding with some of the best stuff out there. But then from a video highlight side, we do have capacity. We have some room to do some spring sports stuff. So we're going to be right there and be ready to go in the spring. But Will, the clinic, we're halfway through, really. Halfway through Friday and still tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
But business is booming.
It is booming. It's so fun, and I'm sure you were just talking about, basketball. We're getting ready to, start the tournament, and March Madness obviously will be starting here pretty soon. It's hard to believe that it's already, we're the second weekend of February or first weekend of February. So it feels like 2025 is starting to fly already.
It is, man. It's going quick. I mean,
and before you know it, we'll be starting football all over again.
Trust me, football comes like this. And this season did go pretty fast, but I tell people all the time, football season, at least for me, I'm not as young as I once was. Excuse me. Football season, for me, is I feel like a football player waking up the next morning. Mm-hmm. I feel like I just played. It's
right?
a very.
You're getting your steps in.
You're getting your steps in. You're dealing with the weather, the cold. It's a very mind-draining thing to be able to document and do it well.
It got pretty cold for us near the end, too.
Always does.
Those last couple playoff games.
Always does. We were in Mansfield for the Olentangy Liberty State semifinal, and
that was I think the feels was 6 or 7 degrees, and it was.
And we were out there for 4 hours, and we're not playing.
Maybe 5 hours.
So
because I did my show about an hour beforehand, and just breaking down the equipment, I couldn't feel. I was touching metal, and I was like, I can't feel nothing.
No, I get it. No, it was.
And then you're trying to type away, trying to get tweets out, and it's
your thumbs don't move.
My thumbs do not move at all.
No. So football, it's funny. It's a weird season. Obviously, everyone knows. It starts. You're sweating bullets.
Yeah.
And at the end, you are freezing. Yeah. Freezing. So it is a.
There's
unique
not really
sport.
There's not really a happy medium in there anymore.
No, but as Coach Wallach says at Garraway, football is the greatest sport in the world and limited opportunities to play.
That's true. That's true.
He says it before every game, and that's just the truth. Most of the time you get to play high school football, and that's pretty much it. It's not like you can go play rec football with your buddies when you're 40 years old. It's just not a thing. Mm-hmm. So you got to enjoy it when you can play it, and it just provides so many great things for kids, parents, and coaches. But hopefully you got some value about what we talked about today. I'm telling you right now, Corey Greger at MaxForMuscle.com. He's one of the best on the planet, guys. One of the best on the planet.
I was just looking at his profile over here on the side while I was over here. I was getting some pictures, and I checked out his profile. He is the man. Today's actually the first day that I've met him in person. I've seen, videos all the time.
Right.
I've seen you do stuff with him content-wise. But to get to meet him in person, there's just I was telling you this earlier, there's an aura about him that just, it captivates a room.
And it all stems from what he talked about, right? The being consistent, the not missing, the non-negotiables. He gets up, they have the 4 a.m. crew. They get up every morning and work out at 4 a.m. They don't miss.
I wish that I could be that disciplined to get up that early.
Even on vacation, guys, he had a weight bench shipped to his vacation home when his family went on vacation, where, in the Carolinas, wherever they went, and had a weight bench and weights shipped there so he could work out outside. He doesn't miss workouts.
Yeah.
He lives what he preaches, and it pays off in his personal and business life.
And we've seen him work with, a handful of local athletes, that from schools that we cover. I know he's worked with some of the Granville kids, and they've seen some tremendous gains from a physical standpoint. Kyle Kirby was one, for example. He put on, 20, 25 pounds in an offseason?
He did, yeah.
And, he is.
Yeah, they have a good high school crew.
Yeah, just to a beast of an athlete, and he's doing that with athletes all over.
Yeah, they have a good high school crew, man. The good product, good high school crew. I mean, because also at the Max Effort facility is Old School Gym, which is a membership invite-only gym.
Right.
Old School Gym. I mean, pretty legit
What do we
spot.
got to do to get an invite to go work out once?
Go at 4 a.m. Are you going to get up at 4 a.m.?
We got to vlog it. We got to get up 3 a.m., get over to Granville, vlog it.
Should be vlogging the day, but, just a little tired. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
Long week.
That's
but,
for sure.
No, we appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you. Spread the word about us. We feel like we don't talk about what we do enough. Need to do more of that. Could we kind of just, I say we sit on our hands sometimes and just get to work, and we're always so busy. But we need to keep spreading the message about what we do. So if you can, if you follow us, you like us, tell some people about what we do. Share a video. Say hi when you see us out and about, because obviously we're at games all the time. I personally will be at the Rosecrans game tomorrow night.
I was just going to ask, where are you at tonight?
Yeah, tonight no work. I got the daddy-daughter dance.
Right.
Got that. And then tomorrow night, once I work the clinic tomorrow night, Bishop Rosecrans High School against Wellington for senior night. That'll be tomorrow night. And then, of course, next Tuesday we got the big Maysville Tri-Valley game on Tuesday.
Yeah,
so
that'll be good. I'm sure we'll have a couple guys there doing that one.
And we gotta lock in, because now is where it gets exciting. So.
And I know we talked about maybe doing 1 or 2 live games. Maybe that's one we try to get into, but we might be a little too late too at the same time.
We'll have to see what's going on, man.
But I know we've had some people. I think it was a couple weeks ago when Tri-Valley Maysville played each other. Someone reached out and asked if we were going to go to it. And
well, let's see if anyone's still watching. I mean, our data shows people are still watching. I don't know where you're from, but you're watching. We'll make a pitch here. I won't say it's a final pitch, but a pitch. If we had sponsors and people calling us, we could do any and everything.
Yeah,
it's that simple. We wouldn't discriminate. We'll go cover swimming, wrestling, whatever
track
it takes.
and field. I mean,
it just has to pay for our time so we can go out and do it. That's all it takes. And we don't really have an internal sales team. So we're out here working. We're doing these types of things, but we don't have a sales rep making sales calls to businesses.
It's just kind of,
I mean, we're a for-hire company. If you want us to do it, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Round them up. And, we've been talking about it. Maybe this year we'll finally get off our butts and try to sell some sponsorship so we can do more live broadcasting next school year. We've been talking about it forever. We've done some games but haven't fully dialed in. I put together a pretty nice package, I think, in my head and slightly on paper of what a really nice sponsorship package could look like. But it's still just
tiered out and everything.
Yeah, but it's still just kind of sitting there because I'm busy doing everything else.
We got to get you out of the wilderness and filming so many games.
You do. If you want to be an assistant, send a resume to our social medias. Or
Aaron needs someone to grab him cups of coffee.
No, I don't know. I don't need. No, I need someone to do work.
I'm joking.
I need someone to do work.
I'm joking.
For sure. Some valuable work. But yeah, thanks everyone. We appreciate you here at the Ohio High School Football Coaches Association Coaches Clinic. Football season is, I guess, just months away.
Super Bowl. We're off for a few months,
Right.
and here we go. Chiefs or Eagles? Who wins?
Who wins and who I want to win are two different things, right?
Fair.
I think that's everybody in America.
I think that's everybody.
Well, it depends. Who is the officiating crew, right?
That's
that
is the talk of the town.
Well, what's the line? I haven't even checked Vegas.
It's Chiefs -1.5, I believe. That's
it?
Yesterday when I heard about it. It's probably moved, but Chiefs are slight favorites.
Well, I tell you what. Let's go Eagles just because Sirianni is from Mount Union. The coach of the Eagles is from Mount Union. And you know what? Jalen Hurts kind of got shafted at Alabama, and he's the comeback kid. Now he's an NFL star. So how about that?
So, personally, I'm a Cowboys fan, so anything to do with the Eagles, it's just against.
That's just dumb.
It's just not. I know it is.
That doesn't even.
I'm aware, and I don't want to see a Chiefs three-peat. However, it goes against every fiber of my being to want the Eagles to win. So I'll say.
And
Chiefs.
what's funny is I'm usually, and we'll get off here, but I'm usually the guy that I do appreciate greatness. Like I mean, when the Bulls were winning,
you're right.
I thought that was cool because it's so hard. I mean, Mount Union football in Division III.
Right.
I went to Muskingum, but I still loved seeing Mount Union win every year. I thought it was fascinating that they were able to continue to do that.
The 20 years of the New England Patriots. I mean,
no, I didn't necessarily like that, but I respected Brady's greatness.
Right.
It was just mind-boggling what Brady was able to do
at age 43, 44 years old.
Yeah, just the way he operated. So to go back to your point, I mean, maybe if the Chiefs win, I'll kind of analyze why they're so good. But right now on the surface, it's just kind of like they get every call ever.
That's true.
I mean, it
right.
kind of overshadows how good they are.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm a Bengals fan. I grew up a Bengals fan. They got so bad for so long, I stopped watching NFL altogether. I still don't really watch many sports, to be honest. I got too many other things going on. But Bengals fan, and then, with Burrow having to go basically through KC to get to the Super Bowl every year in some way, form, or fashion,
right?
You got to cheer against the Chiefs because you got to back our guy Burrow.
Yeah, that's fair. I respect that. Yeah,
I hate it, but not to be a hater, but let's get some love to Sirianni and the boys.
Yeah, I respect that.
And the Dirty Birds.
Yeah. All right.
We'll
hop off of here.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Share a video. Say hi.